Welcome, everybody, to the Puck Drops here. This is the Ottawa Senators grade GPA episode. Um, of course, they're going to be grading the Ottawa Senators, their organization, the players that play there, the team, grading the points and grading everything and explaining what I believe the team needs to do to improve. We'll now go into the standings of the Ottawa Senators. An absolutely horrific year coming from a below average season last season. The season before, they went to the Eastern Conference Final in a magical playoff run. They then missed the playoffs for being the fifth worst team in the National Hockey League. They sunk into even lower depths this season, being 29, 47, and 6 with 64 points, earning the worst record in the National Hockey League. They have a first-round pick this year, as what worst teams do, but it was on the Matt Duchene Ryan Zingle trade with Columbus. It was not via their normal pick, because Colorado has that off the initial Duchene trade. So a bad record and not a high pick. So a lot going wrong in Ottawa. But let's look at how the players did. The centers, and their big center, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. I really like this kid. He had a horrific down year, but I think he has so much potential. Played in 39 games last year because of major injury, scoring 4 goals, tallying 8 assists and 12 points. It's not good for the Ottawa Senators. Chris Tierney, another guy to look at. He's another center they have. He was the former Shark. He was in the trade with San Jose for Erik Karlsson, playing in every single game except for one, scoring 9 goals, tallying 39 assists, 48 points, which is a decent amount for him. And Colin White is the only other center this team had traded so much, and they have very low center depth. Colin White, 22-year-old forward that they ended up drafting in 2015, Boston-born project, played in 71 games, scoring 14 goals, 27 assists, 41 points. 0.2, the GPA rating. I'm being very liberal. 0.2, it's horrific. I have nothing against Ottawa Senators and the Senators organization and their fans, but this is, if you have only 3 centers on your teams and they can't produce, this is something that needs to be done. Terrible. They're going to have to draft a center at some point. They're going to have to trade for a center. Or have to do something with the center depth. You can't win hockey games and improve as a team if you have only 3 centers and the highest amount of points are 41. Let's look at their wingers. Mikhail Bodker, the former Shark and Coyote, a guy that they had traded for in the Hoffman trade with San Jose, a 29-year-old winger. The Dane played 71 games, scoring 7 goals, tallying 20 assists and 35 points. Decent for Bodker, but he didn't play in a large amount of games, which was slightly alarming. Anthony Duclair, he was a Ranger and a Flyer that was traded early in the year to Columbus, and he was in the Matt Duchene deal. Duclair, a 23-year-old forward, part of this young Senators team. He'll be in the pros for a long time with them. He played 74 games, scoring 19 goals and 14 assists, tallying 33 points. Again, the point total is not where you need to be if you play that many times. Former Devil and Duck also resulted off of waivers. Brian Gibbons, 31-year-old speedster. He played in 64 games this year, splitting time with Anaheim and Ottawa, and he scored 8 goals, 11 assists, and 19 points. Not good at all. That needs to improve. Oscar Lindbergh, the former Golden Knight, he was along in the Stone trade. And Lindbergh played in 55 games, scoring 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points. Vast improvement needs to be had for a decent player with the Vegas Golden Knights in Ottawa. Magnus Pajärvi, the former Blue, he comes in. That 28-year-old played in every game except for 2. A lot of durability for him, scoring 11 goals, 8 assists, and 19 points. But again, that point total is extremely terrible. Look at Bobby Ryan, who used to be a centerpiece of this franchise. So 32-year-old, the second pick in 2005. He comes in playing 78 games, 15 goals, 27 assists, 42 points. Decent, but not a large amount. You look at Zach Smith, a 31-year-old winger. He played in 70 games, 29 goals, 19 assists, and 28 points. Again, low production. Brady Tkachuk, 19-year-old son of Keith, the brother of Matthew. He was thought to be a project, but he has turned into an incredible forward. He is one of the top point leaders as a 19-year-old rookie. 71 games played, 22 goals scored, 23 assists, and 45 points for Brady. He's been a sharp spot. And then you look at Max Benoit, played 12 games, scored 2 goals, 2 assists, and 4 points. We don't know too much about Max Benoit. Ottawa born, Ottawa raised, Ottawa played. We'll see how he ends up doing. I give this team a 0.1. Tkachuk is your 0.1. Horrible point status, horrible durability for the Ottawa Senators. That's going to need to improve in this for this team. We'll look at defensemen now, of course. Mark Borowiecki, a 29-year-old defenseman who played in 53 games, scoring a goal and 4 assists. So 5 points for Borowiecki, which was decent for him, but he's not really a scoring defenseman anyway, so I'll give him some flack, but it was good. Cody Ceci, who's a puck mover and offensive defenseman, decent amount of points, 26 points, scoring 7 goals and 19 assists for Ceci. Tom Chabot, who was an all-star for the Ottawa Senators, their rookie defenseman, 22-year-old from Quebec, played 70 games, scoring 14 goals, tallying 41 assists, 55 points. That's insane. It's incredible. He may be the future captain of this squad. And Chabot was Chabot was the point leader of this Ottawa Senator team as a defenseman. That is unparalleled. And he's going to lead this low squad. Dylan DeMello, along with Tierney, was another player taken from the San Jose Sharks in the Carlson deal. 26-year-old D-man, played in 77 games, scored 4 goals and 18 points, 22 assists. Decent, but he needs to do better as one of the top defensemen. Ben Harper plays in 51 games, scoring 1 goal and 4 assists, 5 points. Puck mover needs to get better. He's a young player, but he needs to get better in a team that has a lot of young players. And Christian Jaros, the 23-year-old Slovakian, 61 games played, 1 goal scored, 9 assists, 10 points. Decent. I give the defense 0.3, and it's 0.3 because this defense was not good this year at all, but the point status and the leadership by Chabot will help. Also, Mikael Brandstrom, who was in the Stone deal, is an awesome Swedish product that the Ottawa Senators liked, and he'll probably make the team next year. Look at goaltenders. Craig Anderson, the big starter they've had since 2010, 37-year-old goaltender. He plays in 50 games, starting 47 of them, winning 17, losing 27 games because the team was not very good. So obviously he played decent, but they're going to have to need an heir apparent soon. Save percentage, .903, not terrible. Goal average, not very good, 3.151. You look at the backup, Anders Nielsen. Anders Nielsen was traded from Vancouver and gotten for the Ottawa Senators, a 29-year-old young player. And he played 36 games this year, starting 34 of those 36, winning 14 of them, losing 19 of them. And one of those went to the fourth period in overtime. A goal average of 2.97 and a save percentage of .908, which is not terrible for the backup. And you take the 22-year-old rookie Joey Dackard. Joey Dackard played one game for the Ottawa Senators this year. Started one of them, lost the game. 0.875 save percentage and a goal average of 5.0. Not very good, but you're only averaging off of one game. DeCord may or may not be the backup, maybe the backup in air to Craig Anderson for the Ottawa Senators. I would say for this team, I'd give them a 0.5 because you can't judge on them, and the product in front of them was very bad. Talk about management coaching. Well, the coaching by Guy Boucher. Guy Boucher seems not to be the guy, but the assistant coaching and just management with the coaching and not being able to pull across that much talent from their players was not very good. I'm going to give them a 0.1 because at least they tried with some effort, but Guy Boucher may need to be fired. You may need to find a better coach, better voice in the room for the Ottawa Senators. For the management, oh my goodness. I think this is one of the worst managements in sports, and I have nothing against the Ottawa Senators organization. I think they're a classy, wonderful organization, but where do you begin? Pierre Dorion, a decent general manager, but a bumbling one. Finding ways to not being able to get free agents, making a terrible trade with Duchesne, only to lose him in 2 months, and more issues along with that as well. Pierre Dorion, though, isn't getting any support with his management decisions from a seeping owner and the owner that he has, seeping Eugene Melnick, who is in charge of medicine and that's how he's earned his money. But he's a billionaire who doesn't really have too much interest in the team and looking for a profit, not getting any. And there's so much friction between ownership and management. I would give this a negative if I could, so it's a 0. The management needs to change. The management needs more trust in the players. The players need more trust in the coaches. I think Ottawa is decent, but there's just garbage heap from this organization. They need to fix it. They need to fix it quickly. So, a young player I really like. I still really believe in Jean-Gabriel Pageau. The Quebec-born native has a scoring touch, unbelievable. And if you want to just check from one game, watch Game 2 of the 2017 second-round Eastern Conference playoffs, Rangers and Senators. Jean-Gabriel Pageau had several great shots, and he was also able to score a key goal in the second period, a game-tying goal with the goalie pulled to make a hat trick and tie Game 3, and a goal on a 2-on-1 where he had pressure on his backside for a 4-goal night. Incredible scorer. He can get better and better, but he's going to need to improve. Older player that needs to get there is Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan was so much of a face for the Anaheim Ducks and the Ottawa Senators. He's got to improve in the way he has, and it just doesn't seem to go for Bobby Ryan, but he's got to. He's got to become a keystone. He's got to become a star again. I know he's old, but he's got to do it for this Ottawa Senators team, or he will be traded. Overall, 0.0 GPA for this team. This team has a lot of problems. They're going to have a first-round pick that's not going to be any higher than 25. It'll be 25 or lower. They have no top 5 pick. They have some key players, but they've got to realize what to do with their situation. They're in dire straits, but they have a loyal fan base. They could do it. Well, we'll see what happens. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the Ottawa Senators and the puck drops here. Obviously, key on to this. Like, subs. Everybody really appreciate it. Any comments, anything you want to talk about, really appreciate it. I really like it. And then the second thing I would say is key on to the next video. Next video will be on to Philadelphia Flyers. So everybody have a good day, a good afternoon, and a happy hockey.